this video, you will learn the correct way to color grade your iPhone footage.
Okay, I have two files here that I have recorded using Blackmagic camera. These are not the highest quality videos you can record on your iPhone, but they are very good quality. So let's just add that. Okay, I have imported these files in my Final Cut Pro timeline and let me just cut it to size. Okay, one thing to keep in mind is your footage will not exactly look like this. By default, when Apple log videos imported into Final Cut Pro, they have a built-in LUT applied to it. You can access that in the info panel by selecting a clip and going to the info panel and making sure you are in the settings tab, and by default you will see this is great, but we don't want that. We want none. We will apply the LUT ourselves. Also, the color space override, I think you should keep it off, or one thing you can do is put it to Rec 2020. Now you're all set for color grading. We will rotate it to fit the screen. We can go to the effects panel, transform rotation 90 degree and scale 180 degree. Once that is done, you can go to the effects tab and search for custom. Drag a custom LUT to it. Now you will apply the conversion LUT, and I have applied this one. You can get any conversion LUT from any YouTuber. They are pretty great and they are available for free most of the times. Once that is done, we'll change the input to Rec 2020 and the output to also Rec 2020. Rec 2020 is HDR. You will have more colors to work with rather than Rec 709 because that is standard dynamic range. Once you are done with the color grading, then you can export your videos in Rec 709 so that most of the screens can display it perfectly. This is looking great as it is, but we can also enhance it. You can press Command 7 to access the Lumetri panel, and once you go to the effects tab and search for colors, you can add a color board and add a color wheels. I like to use color board for exposures, but you can use color wheels also. One thing you should make sure is color wheels and all your adjustments should be applied before the conversion of the LUT, because all that adjustments would be applied to the log footage. Then the conversion layer will be there. Then we will have the most colors to work with, and it will not have any banding issues. Open color wheels, and I want to go for a orange and teal look. In the highlights I will add some orange and yellowish because the bulbs are yellow, and increase the saturation a bit. And in the shadows I will add a teal or cyan type of color. Let's go for a teal cyan type of color, and we'll saturate that also a little bit. In the midtones you can keep it normal, and you can use the color board, and I like to go exposure and increase the exposure till it starts to clip. So it starts to clip around here, and decrease the exposure till it starts to clip. So it starts to clip around. His hair would be black, so we are not that concerned about this area. It starts to clip around here, so just before that. And we can use the mid-tone slider to increase or decrease the contrast. So we are going for a filmic look, so we'll keep it here. Once that is done, it is pretty much color graded. Let me show you one more trick that I use to add halation. This was shot more than a year ago and I didn't have any black mist filter then. So to add the black mist type of look or a retro type of look, we want to blur the highlights. To blur the highlights, we have to duplicate the original clip with all the settings done, and we will search for Luma Keyer. What this will do is, let me disable the base clip and it will show you. What this will do is isolate the highlights. So if we drag the shadows up, it will isolate the highlights. So you can see these are the highlights. Yep, we can blur that. Once we blur it, the blur is there. So you can see the difference, not blur and blurred. This will add a little bit halation to your videos, and this will make it more dreamy. Also, we can add a motivation of light here. Let me add some masks. Utilizing those masks, you can motivate the light. I want the light to be coming from the windows. Let me just duplicate the base clip again and search for mask, a shape mask. We'll decrease the view and put it to size, decrease it to size, and once that is done, we will invert this mask, and now we can just fit it to size. When I decrease the highlights, it creates light rays. That is also great. At last, if you want to add some look LUTs, you can add a basic adjustment layer. I want this Ultra HD 30 FPS, and you can just drag a custom LUT effect to this also. Change the input from Rec 709 to Rec 2020, and output should be Rec 709. That is great. Let me find something else that looks great. Okay, I have found this look LUT that works great. I also want some noise. Search for noise. One thing better is grain. So add filmic grain and realistic changes to realistic, and decrease it till you are happy. Once that is done, you can see the clip looks like this. For comparison, the original was this, and this is when all the effects are enabled. And this is how you color grade everything. So this is it for this video. You will see me covering the WWDC Apple event soon.